Lorelian Briz, and I'm the head librarian at the EPCC Northwest Library campus, and I'll be showing you how to access the library resources for your English 1302 class with Mr. Prosep. Okay, so I'm going to start sharing my screen so you can see how to get to the library resources. There are various ways that you can get to your LibGuide and other resources. One, it's directly from my EPCC. If you go under Services, you can scroll down and the libraries are under Instructional Services. You can do a simple Google search for EPCC libraries and it will direct you to the main library website. There are various ways you can contact a librarian. I'll provide my contact information. Preferably if you can contact me since I know your assignment and your instructor. But you can also go to Get Connected and there are librarians available 24/7 online, including your spring break or holidays, 24/7 every day of the year. And they'll be there if you, in case you have questions with a citation, you're having access issues. But if it's something more specific to your assignment, please direct the question to your instructor or myself, and we'll be more than happy to help you. You click on Connect Now, and then you type your name, your contact information, preferably an email. And then if you're using a mobile device, do not close the screen because then you lose your session and you have to sign in again. Please keep the window open while you're chatting with the librarian. Post your question and you can immediately start chatting with one of them. Okay, so this is our virtual reference. If you are in El Paso, since this is an online class, I don't know if you're joining us from somewhere else, but if you live in El Paso, you have access to all physical libraries. There's 5 campus libraries. One is Mission El Paso Library in the far east El Paso, Northwest in the far west El Paso, Rio Grande by the downtown area, Transmountain on the other side of the mountain, Northeast, and Valle Verde by the Cielo Vista area. Here on the main page, we have the EBSCO Discovery Service, which is considered the main search engine for all the holdings from EPCC, whether they're print resources, electronic resources, or multimedia. But I'm going to get you to a LibGuide. If you go under Library Research Guides and enter your instructor's last name, it should be the first hit. And this is what he calls the one-stop shop for all the resources that you're going to need to fulfill your assignment. So on the first page, we have various handouts beginning with your research topic proposal. If you see this pop-up window, that's a virtual reference. You can just say no thanks. Below that, he has a sample research paper proposal. And that's the one I'm going to use as a sample for my keywords. The searches that we're going to be performing today for this exercise are going to be post-colonialism. It's going to be based on that theory. And the work that he shows for this proposal is Shooting an Elephant, published in 1936. So as I'm going through the different searches and examples, we're going to use keywords and something called Boolean operators that I'm going to explain in detail in a minute. And we're going to see how these keywords work to perform your searches. Okay, back to the LibGuide. Below that, we have a library orientation handout. This is a direct link. Save this or just bookmark the LibGuide so you know where to find all this information. There's my contact information at the top of the handout. This is a direct link that you can bookmark to have access to your LibGuide. Any of the resources that I'm going to show you that require a username or password or authentication will be the same credentials that you use to access all the EPCC resources like Blackboard, your email. So they're the same credentials that you're using. Below that, we have some online citation tools to help you with your assignment. And then I'm going to be using some of the other resources as I show you the LibGuide. The library search strategy worksheet, that's a handout that I highly recommend using for any searches that you're doing, whether they're for your personal life, for this class, or anything. They help you. This handout will help you keep your thoughts and ideas and keyword searches organized. And the main bubble, for example, if the school that you're using is post-colonialism, you would write post-colonialism on the top. And then another related word that Mr. Purcell uses in the on the proposal sample is Orientalism. So we can put Orientalism in the next bubble in the middle on the left-hand side. Below that, the founder or person related with Orientalism, as Edward said, we can put him on the box below as a related term. We can also um, add a year for context. Then we can put the works that he's doing, Shooting an Elephant by George Orwell, the year of the publication. And this happened, the location is Great Written in India, so we can add that on the third bubble for more context. So that's how you would break all that. But maybe you haven't really fully read about your school, critical school, or about your work, so you don't know all these keywords yet. So I'm going to guide you through a process to how to identify those keywords and be able to fill this page and have a better picture of your search strategy. On the second page of that handout, we have the Boolean operators and or not, the parentheses, the quotes, and the asterisk, and will help you to narrow your search to make it more focused. And maybe by reading this handout right now, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but as I'm applying it in the searches, you'll see how meaningful they are and how helpful they are. Or it's to alternate among keywords. Let's say you're using looking for Orientalism, but you're looking for Edward said or Orientalism. Not is to eliminate terms that are usually associated with your search, but you don't want them in this case. Or let's say there's another Orwell person, you want George, you don't want Victor, something like that. So you can eliminate the Victors and just leave the George. The parenthesis is to combine different search strategies. The parenthesis is my favorite, and if out of this class this is all you get, how to use the parenthesis, I'm sorry, the quotes, that's my favorite. That's gonna save you a lot of time and give you more relevant results. The asterisk is a truncation, if to just search for the root of the word, and then it'll give you the rest of it. Okay, so I'm gonna open just a plain Google search so I can show you what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna, let me sign out from my account so you can see the numbers, because otherwise it won't show you the numbers. Okay, probably it will. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna do post-colonialism, and it's giving me 64,000 million results. That's like a lot. If I do post-colonialism in literature, maybe like this, and put it in quotes, it's 37,000 results. Or I can do post-colonialism 30. So see, by changing my definitions, it it will be less, but it's more relevant. It doesn't matter how many results you get on a search. What matters is how relevant they are, if they really relate to what you're looking for. The more you know your topic, the better you're going to be able to determine whether your results are relevant or not. Okay, so this is just a quick example of how those work, but we're going to do another module explaining them more in detail, but just so you know why I have them there and why are we going to be seeing those. Types of periodicals handout will show you the difference between a scholarly, academic, peer-reviewed research journal, and newspaper and popular magazines. The scholarly, academic, peer-reviewed journals is where we put a lot of the weight or the evidence because they go through a very rigorous process. They're written mostly by people with authority or expertise in the subject matter. They go through a very rigorous process of peer review. It takes from 6 months to a year to publish in a journal because they check the research process, the data analysis, and everything before it gets published. Newspapers and magazines are usually secondary sources that they're publishing what others are saying, whether it's a spokesperson or a journal. So in the databases, you're going to see this formats label like that. So scholarly, academic, peer-reviewed research, mainly the same, and newspaper and popular magazines are going to be different. Professional trade in the middle, those are like technical careers, not necessarily requiring a master's degree or a PhD. It could be a 2-year associate's degree or technical career, and you can publish on those publications like auto mechanics, cosmetology, welding, something a technical field. Yeah. Back to the LibGuide, we have another handout, citation styles, APA, MLA. and Peruvian in one single handout. But for this assignment, you're focusing on MLA, which is the first column. You have 4 pages of samples. There's various ways where you can get assistance with citations. This is one of them. As we're going through the databases in the next module, I'm going to show you how to copy paste a citation, a pre-formatted citation. But at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to check that the information is correct. We've seen it in some databases where the title is all in uppercase, or it's in italics when it's not, when it shouldn't be, or it's missing the link. So at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to use the different resources available through this LibGuide to verify that the citation is in the correct format. Below that, at the end of all the modules, if you don't mind doing a library evaluation, I would really appreciate it. You just click that to evaluate these modules. And again, there's my contact information on the right-hand side. Research process, I mentioned a little bit of the library search strategy worksheet, but I'm going to show you a bit more on the next module when we're doing the databases on how to do the Boolean operators. And below that, those are print materials that are available here at the library for you to assist you in the process of doing your research if you're interested in checking them out. Evaluating resources, we're going to have the last module will be on online searching, but just so you know that you have materials here to evaluate and fact check what you're finding online. Databases, again, that's going to be our second module. We're going to go over all these resources on how to search through them and how to cite. Books, you can use either Google Books or EBSCO Discovery to search for books. Since this is an online session, an online class, I recommend looking for electronic books and Google Books. So electronic books, let's do post-colonialism here. If you're doing this from home, you're going to get a yellow banner on the top that says Hello Guest. Please make sure you sign in so you can access the full text. The first hit is it's considered a book, but it's an article from an electronic encyclopedia, which is a reference source. And I'm making sure you understand what type of source it is for citation purposes so you can verify accordingly. And if you scroll down, this will give you background information on post-colonialism, what it is, the time period, and all of that. So imperialism is another related keyword that Mr. Prasol uses on his proposal. So here you can identify already some keywords. If you want to cite this particular article, you can click on Cite. Again, we're using MLA. You scroll down, find the MLA, highlight the citation, right-hand click, copy, paste it into your Word document. Again, I reiterate that you need to double check is the correct format. I'm going to go back to my results. And as I mentioned before, there are different formats and types of publications. So you have that first one that has like a yellow square with a light bulb. Research Starter is an encyclopedia article. Those are great for background information, for definitions, to learn about a specific topic or author. If you do George Orwell, which is the one that we're using for our example, you'll find a Research Starter on him. Ebooks, they're great. For example, if you access any of these ebooks, let me make sure there's one, this one. With full text, we're focusing on post-colonialism. I also mentioned Edward said, so let's do a search within the book. You're not expected to read the entire book. You can go and browse the table of contents to see what subjects are covered here. You can go to the index to see the subjects that are covered in the index. You can see all the keywords there. Education, Orientalism, we mentioned before. So you can go and see what's available on this publication. Okay, so we now know Orientalism is there. So you can also do a search within the book and type the word here, Orientalism. And it'll highlight the keyword for you, exactly where it was mentioned. And then you can see how it relates to post-colonialism and start getting your quotes from here and everything. See? And we mentioned Edward said a couple of times that what said was emphasizing was the textual and discourse nature of colonial power and domination. So you can see it is related. I mentioned those keywords for you before. You probably didn't know they were all related, but so that you can see that once you know about your topic, then you can see it's relevant and related. If you want to cite this specific book, you have the cite on the top, and then you scroll down again, and then go to MLA, highlight, right-hand click, copy and paste into your Word document. So all our databases have the different tools, the options for you to copy and paste a pre-formatted citation. You can save the pages. If it's an electronic book, you can save up to 25 pages due to copyright licensing. You can email those 25 pages, print them, save it, but always have a way to trace back this publication. A lot of times we click and go here and there, and we lose track where we found the information. So I highly recommend that you save the pages, email them to yourself, print them, cite them. This link here at the top, it's a temporary link, so do not use that one. If you want to save the link into your Word document to be able to trace it back, save the permalink. This is the link that will bring you back to this article. Also up there in Discovery in our result list, you have ebooks, you have print books, you have journals, and you can filter also by source type. If you want academic journals, if you want reviews, newspapers, books, essays, everything, you can just filter here. Okay, going back to the LibGuide, I said you can also find electronic books in Google Books, but that's going to be just a preview of the book. It won't give you the entire text. As you scrolling down, you're gonna see a message where it says it's limited and what pages are missing. You can do another search here if you want to do within this book Orientalism to see if there's anything on it, and it'll take you to the pages. But again, no preview available for this specific page. So just be mindful of that. Sometimes it'll give you enough preview for you to get a quote, but that's how this works. And then if you close the preview, you scroll a little bit down, you can create a citation, and here is your MLA format to copy and paste it. The other thing you can do is scroll a little bit more down and search WorldCat, and this will tell you if the book is available anywhere in a local library near you. So this book is available at New Mexico State University. So maybe if you don't mind the driving or borrowing, we can help you borrow it. So it might be available at a local nearby. And if you live somewhere else, it might be near your location. The next step is citation and writing styles. I mentioned before, it is your responsibility to double check and make sure that the citation style is correct. So there are various ways. You can email the Writing Center to assist you. You can use a handout that I showed you before with all 3 citation styles. There's also some tools online, the Purdue OWL for MLA, the MLA Works Cited quick guide that you can use to verify the core elements of your citation, and you can even practice here. So these are the materials available on your LibGuide. Again, contact information, very important. If you have any questions, this is the first module that just covered the overall LibGuide and what we're going to be covering in the next modules. So stay tuned for the next one. Thank you so much.